Hello, everyone. Welcome to Weekly Tarot Messages with Moon Mage. If you are new here, these are essentially quick snapshots, quicker messages, not longer drawn out necessarily, of the potential energies, along with some challenges that could show up and guidance and advice so that you can hopefully navigate your week ahead in the best possible way. I always tell everybody, even though they come with weekly dates, when you land on them is when you were meant to hear them, so to not get too caught up in those dates. Now, having said that, this video is coming out on the day of the new moon in Taurus. There's a lot of weird, crazy energy that's attached to this new moon. And I'd be very interested to know, as the week progresses, if any of you are feeling the effects of that, or if you've had some sort of weird or hard energy that you had to deal with this, or conversely, if you had epiphanies or new inspirations or ideas, because that new moon energy can really bring that about. Also, I will quickly mention that if you are interested in more of a deep dive about the energy that this new moon in Taurus is bringing, I have a video out about it, and it's a pick a card tarot video 1 through 4, as well as a meditation, which would be a really good idea on the day of this new moon to connect to the more positive energies rather than the negative ones that it could be stirring up, because there is some hard aspects happening under that new moon. So without further ado, I tell everybody to give themselves a second to feel into messages 1 through 4, and I'm going to get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. What do my beautiful message ones need to know going into this week? What kind of energy is showing up for them? All right. Ooh, the Emperor. Kind of feeling centered, strong, empowered, or at least being asked, because this card is showing up as a main overarching energy, needing to lean into this energy, trying to cultivate it more in your life. We'll see what the other cards have to say. But the Emperor is very, they're filled with, the Emperor energy, slow my roll here and my speech, is filled with faith and hope, and has a really good sound structure around them. They know what to do. They're very methodical. They know how to lead with love, with light. They're methodical. They're analytical. They're structured. They've got it in that sense, right? And they do it from a place of faith, hope, love, and empowerment. So that's the kind of energy that's probably being asked of you, message 1, to lean into at this time, or it's suggesting that you're going to be coming into this type of energy, feeling very empowered, centered, organized, ready to go. Let's see what else comes out with that. Self-care, tend to your garden. Okay, so with that Emperor energy, and the Emperor energy being very stable, grounded, structured, organized, and ready to go, this energy is making me feel like perhaps this is something that we need to get you to, that is lacking a little bit, and you would feel a whole lot better if you've given yourself some time to get centered, to do self-care, to make sure that you're feeling really good, body, mind, soul, so that you can connect to that Emperor energy. Tend to your garden. Like, what do you need most right now, and how can you cultivate more of that in your life this week? Giving yourself over, giving yourself permission to make you a priority. What needs organizing? What needs tending to? Yeah. See, self-care and purification. So this is definitely a message of, we want to get you into this energy of the Emperor, feeling really grounded, structured, solid, organized, ready to go, clear in all ways, like mind, body, soul. Like, here I am, I know what to do, and I can move forward now because I've given myself space for self-care. I've purified my body, my soul, my energy. I feel like the big message here so far is it's time to take care of you, because you can't make anything happen or put a solid structure or stability under your feet if you're not in good standing with yourself, if you're not centered, if you're not feeling good. It's definitely that kind of energy here. Yeah, wow. I think maybe some of my message ones have been through some hard things, some difficult things. because you've got self-care, purification, and now in the challenge position, breathe, just breathe. I definitely get an energy for a lot of my group 1 choosers of, I say this sort of thing a lot in my messages, and here I go again, but the doer of all the things, you're the one taking care of everything and everyone all the time, having to troubleshoot, leaving zero space for yourself. It's really difficult for you even to connect to what you need or what your situation or family might need, because it's just go, busy, busy. And it's really time to breathe out, because there's something I feel that wants to show up for my message 1 choosers. This is general, so that may not be true for all of you, but it's a strong energy that I feel that there's a need for you to get back into this empowered energy of the Emperor running the show, feeling solid, feeling organized, and it feels quite chaotic right now. And I do sense that you're the one that leads in your situation, in your family life, at work. And so it's almost got this feeling of when you're out of sync, everybody else becomes out of sync. And that's a lot of pressure. I do realize that, message 1. All the more reason, though, to step back and say, what do I need to feel centered again? What do I need to purify? Where can I give myself space to just breathe out? Yeah, because look at what happens, synergy, right? To get you into synchronistic energy, to back on track, to feeling really good again, requires these steps, right? And I know I could keep banging on the same message, but essentially this is where you get to by giving yourself over to taking a step back, making self-care a priority, purifying things. I feel like there's a need for clarity around some things too, and that won't get to you unless you take a step back and give yourself this time to get sorted and then grounded, I think, too. Right? Because synergy is just synchronistic energy. Everything starts falling into place and coming together. You have that sound structure around you. You feel organized and ready. Like I've got all the information now. I'm ready to go. I know what to do. And that's the thing that keeps coming to me as well for my message 1s. I know what to do. There is this feeling of lack of clarity for some of you. So rather than try to push and push and push to make something happen or go in a direction you'd like, this week is more about stepping back, giving yourself time to get sorted, grounded, clear. And then it's like you get this synergistic energy. Things start coming together. It almost feels like a puzzle pieces coming together, like this energy of click, click, click. Everything starts to click. Yeah. Dream time creation. Yes, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like you guys are going to receive answers to things. Clarity will be forthcoming. I feel like I need to tell you guys, this is not the week to push on anything or try to force a situation through or to happen and be like, just screw it. Just do it anyways. I don't have time for this. Be mindful of that. Just be careful. I don't think it's going to be the best way forward for many of my message 1 choosers. It's about stepping back, sorting yourself out, having a second look at something, a situation, because the following week or the following weeks to come want to see you in that Emperor energy, that leader that feels very solid, feels very secure, assured, self-assured, like you have a grasp on all the things, and no matter what shows up, you're ready to deal with it. But with synergy and creation down here, there's some creativity needed. There's a new way to do something that you haven't tapped into in your life, whether this is at home or at work or just for yourself personally, that can't get tapped into until you're really sorted out. Again, mind, body, soul, it keeps coming to my mind. This is definitely the week for you to make you the top priority and give yourself over to a lot of self-care, healing energy. You might benefit from like salt baths and things like that. Meditation, if that suits you, going for walks in nature. We're in Taurus energy, so we're all in need of a lot of extra grounding right now too, especially if you've been going through some hard things. I do feel like a lot of you have gone through some more difficult things. Ooh, okay. Synergy, creation, be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. Okay. That's a bit of a better picture of what's going on here. A bit of a disempowerment. Perhaps somebody said something to you or made you feel less than, or because of certain situations that have happened in your life, you're struggling to feel worthy and deserving and be in your power and your self-esteem. I get an entrepreneurial spirit here for some of you, or just a very creative person who has really good ideas, but they're being dismissed in some kind of way. Your message for this week is that there is a way through this harder, tough energy that you may have been dealing with, and it back into that emperor energy that I'm very empowered and I'm standing in my power and I'm owning it. It starts with self-care, purifying your energy, clearing out, maybe even asking spirit to help you cut the cords of the past and the things that were said, and not allowing opinions of others to drown out your own inner voice, because I really feel like that's a thing here. Because what follows that is creative energy coming back up, feeling more authentically you, allowing yourself to be seen and heard regardless of what anybody else says, and having synergistic energy, like synchronicity and energy working for you, coming together, like universe coming in and saying, okay, you've got yourself into a really good position now. Here you go. We've got some gifts for you. Because I keep getting this energy of receiving gifts, whether it's wisdom, time, understanding, discernment, or some sort of creative idea that holds its weight, like it's a really sound and good thing. I feel like that wants to be shipped its way, like shipped to you, message one. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope that all of you have an amazing week and really give yourself time, at least at the very beginning of the week, to get sorted and centered and make self-care a priority. You deserve it. I feel something positive comes on the other side of you doing this. Have a good week, guys. Hello, message 2. What do my beautiful message 2s need to know going into this week? What kind of energy is showing up for them? Message 2. Okay, whoop. I thought we were going to have one fly out, but no. All right. Okay, we've got 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so financially feeling a little bit insecure right now. So this is going to be the overarching energy where things this week likely show up in this arena, in this area. It could be opportunities to make your financial situation more sound and secure, or it could be that the energy is suggesting it's time to look at it, look at this energy in your life, your finances, your financial health, your money, where it's going, how much is coming in, that sort of thing. But we'll see what else the cards have to say, what the other cards have to say, rather. Geez. I need to slow down my speech. Yeah, there's definitely an insecurity there with finances and money. And I don't know why, don't shoot the messenger, but I keep getting this energy of wanting to avoid it. I don't really want to look at it, probably because it's difficult and it's hard. And I feel like it might stir up a lot of worry and concern, which I completely understand. But I feel like you're coming into an energy where you just can't do that anymore, where the time is now to look at it, probably because there's solutions. Yeah. Listen, be alert. The soft chiming bells call nearby fairies. Okay. So solutions, that energy of solutions, that's what this card really is suggesting. There are solutions coming your way. There is a way forward. There are answers that you have not yet tapped into that I feel like want to show up for you this week, that will help you realize, oh my gosh, this doesn't have to be so daunting or scary seeming. It's not as bad as I thought. I see how to handle the situation and make it better. Be alert. The soft chiming of bells call to nearby fairies. So also be mindful of your ear chakras. Maybe even do like an ear chakra clearing, because I feel like if you guys start to hear the sound of bells or chiming or ringing in your ears, take a moment to pause and say, okay, what was I just thinking about? What thought did I have? There's going to be something to it for you. It's sort of like the spiritual realm, the universe answering your prayers, your questions about how to move forward, how to make your financial life healthier and stronger. And it's interesting because I feel like for some of you, because this is general, this might have come through for you before, an answer to how to solve a financial situation and make it better that was maybe dismissed. So if you have a recurring thought, this is what I'm trying to say, that won't leave you alone, it keeps niggling at you or keeps coming back up for you, lean into it. I feel like there's something to it. Okay, let's see what else is coming out with that. And you know, with this new moon in Taurus energy, it's all about getting our selves grounded and organized and creating this like long-term futuristic blueprint for our lives and thinking for to the long term rather than just anything that's instant or gratifying in the moment. And I feel like so far message 1 and 2 are really leaning into that energy. It's time to slow down, be patient, and put a very big plan in place for our lives. Yes, not having been able to see the solutions or the way forward, but needing to stop, pause, and slow down a bit, because solutions I feel are forthcoming with that listen energy. Because fog and veiled just means I can't see the way through. I can't see the trees through the forest. I feel blinded. I feel stuck. Veiled, right? Yeah, not being able to see the way forward, feeling really stuck and stagnant here. I almost feel like some of you feel quite unsupported too. Lightning and power. This is coming in the challenge position, so you've been feeling likely very disempowered in this way. It's probably affecting your energy in multiple ways. Think about the energy of lack too. When we feel like we're in lack and we think about it and we stew about it and we worry around it, we bring more of that energy to us. So be really mindful of that. I feel like this challenge card here is to let you know that you have more power than you think. There is a way through and forward. It is better and it's going to be easier than you think. And that there is solutions on the way. Okay, love and compassion. So that listen energy could also be like to take a step back and listen compassionately to what your partner has to say, to those in your circle who are also connected to the energy of your stability and your security, likely a partnership or a spouse of some sort. Having a really good heart-to-heart conversation with openness and compassion, not pointing fingers, not playing the blame game like this financial stress is your fault. Being really mindful of that, because I feel like if you can find a way to bridge your ideas and your concerns, you will build just that, a bridge to solutions, feeling really empowered and connected again. Many hands make quick work also keeps coming to my mind, right? Rather than feeling like this is one person's burden to carry, it's better when you can bring the family, the connection together to come up with solutions. I don't think I'm saying that quite right, but yeah, that energy of come together, because I'm hearing that song, Come Together, yeah, is the best way forward to find answers to the problems. Grounding. There's that Taurus energy again, right? We really needing to be present in our bodies, grounded, willing to get organized, to build a new stable structure, even though it's not fun or sexy. There's something about that energy, like this is not fun, this is not sexy, I would rather just avoid this. This is frustrating and hard, and it's probably caused some dissonance between you and a partner, whether it's a spouse or just a lifelong partner. And trying to come together on this is likely very difficult because it's stressful and it causes tension. And there is that kind of energy in the air at the moment as well. All the more reason to lean into this energy of compassion, asking yourself, even if it seems a bit cheesy, what would love do? How would love show up in this situation? How can I listen to understand my partner or the person who I'm working through these financial challenges with, rather than be ready to just respond with what I think? There's something to that too, like some sort of dissonance and just this need to build a bridge to come together on this, because I do get that many hands make quick work. Like seeing eye to eye is really going to help push the situation forward as well, so that your financial life is much healthier. But I feel like for my message to choosers, the biggest message for you guys going into this week is where you feel like you have blind spots, where there's frustration in your financial life and the health of your financial life and security. There are solutions forthcoming, but it does require you to stop, take a step back and listen with love and compassion. Try to come together, with your partner or whomever it is that you're working with around these financial problems, even if it's in a career, and listen compassionately, because I feel like you're going to receive the answers and it's not going to be as daunting or as scary as you thought. That grounding energy is just reiterating the need to make sure that your life in your security and how you feel secure is stable. So meaning to be really present for you guys as well, like personally, maybe doing some grounding meditations, because when we're not up in our heads and we're present, we're in the moment, we're receiving, we're more open to what these ideas and solutions are. When we're up in our heads, we're usually just in anxiety, overthinking, and overanalyzing. So it's like leaning into that. Okay, open up to your spiritual gifts. Remember that your true nature is spiritual, not physical. The angels are sending you messages to guide your soul's growth. Listen, right? Be alert. The soft chiming bells call to nearby fairies. That's really interesting, because not only would it be a good idea for you to get grounded, maybe doing an as above, so below, because this is suggesting that you have a lot of potential and capacity to tap into divine wisdom, spiritual connection and these energies rather are trying to give you answers, answer your problems, answer your worries and your concerns. You're capable of tapping into it. Sort of like you can channel it. You can channel the wisdom and the truth, but needing to stop, pause, and listen and get heart-centered to receive it. You have these gifts and they should be utilized and leaned into more, especially as it pertains to your financial situation. Like, you've got the power to do this. And, I'm really attracted to those hummingbirds, and that's all about joy. When we can lighten our energy and kind of release worries and anxieties and just trust that we are going to receive the answers and we're going to know what to do and everything's really going to be okay. We receive much quicker because our energy is lighter. It's up leveled. It's running at a higher frequency, essentially. All right. Message 2. Hopefully that made sense. I hope that you guys have a fantastic week and really give yourself over to making connections this week to the spiritual realm, to meditation, to opening up your crown and bringing it down into your root chakra, as above, so below. I feel like you're going to be surprised at what you receive, and you really do have the power and the potential to connect to this energy, to solutions. All right, guys, take care. Hello, message 3. What do my beautiful message 3s need to know going into this week? What's showing up for my beautiful message 3s? Okay, we've got Page of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so mentally we could be dealing with a lot of overthinking, overanalyzing, a little bit of anxiety and fear, worry, because the Page of Swords is like a new beginning where there's intellect coming through, the inspiration and ideas that are well thought through. But with the Page of Swords in the reverse, it could be suggesting that there's a lack here. So it could be like a lack of ideas too, because pages are new beginnings around a new beginning, if it's a swords, it's a new idea. Right? So lacking ideas right now, so lacking a little bit of inspiration could be an issue for some of my message 3s, but we'll look at the rest of the cards that come out with that. So this could be the energy that Spirit and the universe is highlighting for you guys to work on, whether you're feeling like you're not inspired, you don't have ideas or solutions. There is a way through and forward to get that Page of Swords upright again, to feeling like you've connected to something that would be a really good idea, something to follow through with. Okay, we've got Beauty. Dare to be tender and strongly vulnerable. Okay, so for some of you, you could be dealing with a little bit of a mental shutdown. There could be things that you've been dealing with in your life that has caused this sort of energy where you feel very disconnected from inspiration and ideas. Sort of taking a step back and beautifying your life, beautifying your thoughts be a really good idea. As it says, dare to be tender and strongly vulnerable. Also, maybe a need to be more open about how you're feeling and what you're dealing with, seeking out support in that kind of a way. Beneficial, very beneficial for you guys. I almost feel like there's something some of you guys need to say, something that you've been holding back on saying, and I feel like it would help to release stuck or stagnancy, especially like any blocks held in the third eye or the crown chakra, where you're not connecting to ideas and inspirations and things are just sort of feeling like static. If you're able to express this sort of energy, right? Because pages also connect to communication. If you're able to express it, I feel like it will help release these blocks. But, you know, vulnerability is required. And that's so difficult for all of us to really be vulnerable and honest about how we're feeling and what it is that we need, want, desire. Ooh, invocation. Okay, calling in your spirit team. Definitely feeling that the sense of there's a block there in the crown and the third eye chakra. But if this is showing up for you, you're quite capable of receiving divine wisdom. So creating some sort of ritual or sacred space or just sacred time for this. To do this, I feel like you will receive answers and inspiration. Innocence. Yes. Okay. So with this beautifying and seeing the beauty in things and seeing your beauty and what you bring to the table in many different ways and daring to be tender and strongly vulnerable is absolutely a trait of childlike energy, right? Missing. This is what's missing, I think, for my message threes, embracing childhood energy, the innocence of things, the innocence of you. I almost wonder if some of you feel like you've made mistakes and like you're not allowed to say what you want or feel or desire anymore. This is general, so that won't resonate with all of you. But this is coming in a challenge position. So suggesting it's been really difficult for you to be vulnerable and open, to speak your mind and express yourself. And that this is causing this disconnect and this dissonance with your mental energy and your creativity and your ideas. Holding back a little bit in this area, but being more open to embracing childlike energy, wonder, beauty, vulnerability, really going to be beneficial for you guys this week. Wow. Look at this. So we've got ceremony, invocation, right? Calling in spirit, invoking the spiritual realm. And I feel like you're being asked to call in the ancestors. They can help you with your situation. I do wonder if some of you are dealing with some hardship in your family life. It's been difficult. Perhaps, again, you're being asked to step up and maybe take the lead on releasing some tension or frustration within the family unit, or there's a need for you to express what you want and need in this connection, in this situation. It doesn't have to be in a family situation, though I do think for a lot of you it will be. Calling in your ancestors, sort of like maybe there's some sort of family trauma or karma that keeps coming up, and the ancestors want to help you through this, right? They've walked these paths before. They want to help you release old energy and old karma from the bloodline. That sounds really deep and heavy, but if it's showing up, I feel like you're the one that has the capacity to do this, but it does require your innovation, your expression, your ideas to be seen, to be heard with that vulnerability. This is a little deep. Nice. I love the energy we're getting into. So dance and celebration. So this can have two meanings, and I think that it actually does for this reading. For some of you, it's a call to start to embody this energy, childhood energy, where everything's just fun and easy. And your biggest concern is, am I going to miss my favorite cartoon today? You know, that kind of energy, beauty, vulnerability, joyfulness, joyful play brings such heightened, powerful energy. And it would actually really help you to connect more to the spiritual realm, to your ancestors who are wanting to bring you answers at this time, who have information and wisdom for you to help, I feel, for many of you, clear a situation in your family, or it could even be in a job situation where you're like family and things have gone sideways and you're the one that might actually have the answers, even if you don't realize it, but you're holding back, you're holding your tongue, right? Feeling blocked, like you don't have the solutions. They want to come through. This week is all about receiving answers and solutions, it feels like, and getting really grounded. Either way, I think the other side of that dance energy is that very soon you're going to have something to celebrate. Celebratory energy, joyful energy coming your way, that beauty, it all wants to be brought to you, but start here, right? Look at that mental energy in those blocks. I feel like it's blocking expression and creativity and ideas, specifically ideas to move a situation forward, to heal a situation. And you have a strong spiritual side, message 3. You're capable of calling in the ancestors to help you with this and make a situation more sound, more balanced. And releasing old patterns comes to my mind as well in your situation. All right. Yeah, it definitely feels like for my message 3s, you have like, there's some sort of karmic thing that you're carrying, like it's in the bloodline and it needs to be cleared. I think you might be the one being called up to do it. My goodness, I really can't talk today. Jeez, I apologize, guys. Don't settle for less. Childhood energy. We've got child energy showing up here again. You are a child of the divine and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up. Okay. So yes, if you're feeling mentally stuck, blocked, can't see your way through, like the what's that expression? I can't see the trees through the forest, or something to that effect. There's solutions that want to come through. There's answers. It requires speaking to spirit, to the ancestors, calling them in, helping them to clear. You might have a block that ancestrally has been carried over and over and over again. Like it could be where you don't feel good enough, or vulnerability was not something appreciated in the family line, being really open and emotional and honest and raw. And it might be you that needs to break that kind of a cycle to bring in more positive energy and surround yourself with good energy. Again, you're a child of the divine and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up. Yeah. So if you're in a mental block right now, in a situation where things aren't moving forward and you're feeling really frustrated, go back into childlike energy, take some time out, call in spirit, call in your ancestors, ask them for help to clear this energy. I think it's a pattern carried through your bloodline. Ask for help in clearing it, because I feel like that's so entirely possible for you guys this week. And it's going to bring in really joyful, happy, light-hearted energy, as well as clarity and solutions to move forward. I definitely get a strong spiritual energy for you guys. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I hope you all have an amazing week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. What did my beautiful message 4s need to know going into this week? What kind of energy is showing up for my message 4 choosers? Okay, we have a card that flew out, so that's going to be the card. Ooh, the Magician. You're the first card of all the messages so far that has shown up upright. So some sort of magic and empowerment coming up for you this week, or wants to show up for you in some way, shape, or form this week. Message 4, owning your power, stepping into your magic. You might have synchronistic energy that shows up for you this week, or an opportunity to become that magician energy that I'm going to turn this thing into something magnificent, big, and beautiful. So there could be some inspiration that shows up for you guys as well. We'll see what shows up with that, though. I always get the sense that with the Magician, there's always a little underbelly message of own your power. You are magic. Don't doubt it. But it's upright, so that's feeling quite good. Bloom and attract more than butterflies. Nice. Yes. Okay. So I feel like you're going to have some powerful magical energy shift your way this week. Message 4, lean in as much as you possibly can to it. If you start to feel power stirring within you, feeling more connected and more empowered in general, inspiration coming through and ideas, follow it up, because that butterfly energy is transformative. It's like, it's saying bloom. Yep. Go for this thing. You're on the right track. That's what it feels like with this. Meant to shine, meant to show up fully in your power with the gifts and talents that you have. And it says attract more than butterflies too. So more than just transformative energy wants to show up for you guys this week. So this could be the beginning pieces of it where you start to see liftoff in some way. But of course, we'll look and see what other cards show up. I'm feeling like realizations too, for some reason. That word's swirling around in my head. Realizations coming up. Like epiphanies. These weird little adages and thoughts keep coming, like, I finally see the light. I finally see the truth. I know what to do. Holy cow, I am powerful. Ancestors, generations. Okay, so that magician energy, bloom, attracting more than butterflies. Some of you might have a little bit of an awakening this week or feel your ancestors around you. Generations rallying around you is something I'm feeling here for some of you. Either way, I feel like there's a massive like spiritual connection, awakening that might show up for you this week. I think this is a bit of a heads up for you too, if that scares you a little bit, because I almost get the sense some of you might actually feel them around you, and that you're capable of connecting to the spiritual realm, to spirit, like in a mediumship type way. So if that kind of energy starts to show up for you, don't discount it. It's happening. It's real. Or I feel like some of you might even be tapping into something from the ancestors that acts as an inspiration for you in your own life here on this earth plane. Shape-shifting. Okay, so this is coming in the challenge position. So it suggests that it might be hard for you a little bit to shape-shift, to adapt to this energy coming in. Stay really grounded. Message 4. Shape-shifting energy kind of tells us it is time to adapt, to kind of go with the flow and roll with things, even if they feel a little odd, weird, out of our comfort zone, or it brings in energy that we're just like, I don't really know what to do with this. The more you can adapt and shapeshift and lean into the energy and go with the flow, the better things will be, and the more you'll be in your power. So I feel like there's a little bit of a message that this could knock you off your axis a little bit, almost like destabilizing, dizzying energy. So to be mindful of that. Again, I'm just going to go back to it. Make sure that you're really grounded this week, because there's some sort of up leveling and aha, magical epiphany type energy showing up for you guys. Okay. Grounding. Yep. Which I just said, stay really grounded. I do think that some of you are going to have some sort of a spiritual up leveling, awakening, massive spiritual connection coming in for you. It could be a little bit freaky, a little bit destabilizing. Lean in and embrace it as best you can. Breathe through it. If you're scared or if you feel fear around this, call on angels for support to surround you with light so that you're only connecting to positive spiritual energy. I think some of you are about to see just how powerful, magical you actually are. And this is very much, very, very much connected to spiritual, psychic gifts. Some of you are going to have an opening of these gifts this week. Wow. Rainbow blessings. Some similar cards showing up. Yeah, this is a blessing. These are blessings coming in for you. You know what? I feel like some of you, rainbows are going to be a bit of a message for some of you, seeing rainbows. Yeah, I feel like some of you are going to receive that as some sort of confirmation or message from the spiritual realm. So that might not be for all of you, but I do think that might be a thing for some of you. Rainbow and blessings. These things are blessings that are coming through for you. I feel like your reading here for this week is giving you a heads up to not fear this, to step into your magic and your power. Trust it. You might second guess it and have doubts around it. It really is happening for you. You are being up-leveled, awakened. Your spiritual and your psychic gifts feel like they're opening and expanding in a massive way this week. Stay as grounded as you possibly can, even if it means going for walks or walking through the grass barefoot, because I do feel like it's not just making this connection, but it's up-leveling your energy. So you might feel weird shifts, vibrations through your body. Your body is essentially being shape-shifted, but leaning in again to the flow of this, staying really grounded when you feel destabilized. And I do think some of you might have a little bit of fear invoked with this. So be mindful of that too. Kind of like, with an affirmation of this is happening for me, not to me. I can trust this. Spirit has my back. I feel like affirmations would be a good idea for some of my message for us this week. Major up level. I would say that this message too is coming through with the most flow and fluidity so far. Okay, self-care is coming through for everybody this week. It says, you do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. Okay, so a bit of a message here too that helpers might be shipped your way this week, message 4. And if it's showing up like this, it's suggesting that these are energies that you can trust, almost like kindred spirits or soulmate connections in some kind of way. So be open to these helpers. I also feel like for some of you, it's just helpers in the spiritual realm, ancestors and the like. But there's also an underbelly here, an undercurrent, a message of making self-care a priority. You a priority, giving yourself over to this connection because it's going to bring about massive blessings for you. And it's going to help you really connect to your power, to your magic, and shape shift from one form to another, a better form, a heightened form, a more enlightened form, where you're just being raised up. Yeah, you do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. Yeah. And I almost feel like, too, for some of you, that's a bit of a heads up that you could miss this energy showing up for you and these beautiful things that want to be shipped your way and moments of spiritual connection that feels so good and so profound if you're too busy taking care of everybody else. I feel like for you guys, self-care looks like staying grounded, present, and like doing the meditations, doing the spiritual things that bring you joy, because it's going to bring you more than that. It's going to help you step into your power and see how spiritually gifted you actually are this week. I don't think there's anything else I need to say there. I'm going to leave that there. You know, there is one thing. I keep staring at this woman. I almost wonder if some of you are going to make a connection to a grandma, or an aunt, a grandmother, a mother that passed on, like an older female maybe coming through for some of you this week. And if that does happen, you didn't make it up. It was real. Trust this. Okay, I really am going to leave that there. This was the most spiritual message of all the messages. I hope that you guys have a fantastic week. Take care, guys.